began on a cool Buffalo morning with speeches, laughter, and even a few tears.
Surprised by this turnout. Hard not to get a little teary-eyed about this whole thing.
You can't blame John Montague for choking up. His longtime dream is about to come true. And what a dream it is.
That began with a vision, determination, unbridled passion, and it leads us to this day, this moment in time, right here with this incredible vessel.
We are celebrating the hope that we have for the future.
This, after all, a proud city, really created by the canal itself.
Hey, 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 let's go, Buffalo!
Let's go, Buffalo!
An outrageous idea, hatched long ago, to build a 19th century canal boat. Then retrace the first journey through the Erie Canal, 200 years after Governor Dewitt Clinton made the inaugural trip. Clinton was the force behind the construction of the canal, and in 1825 christened the water highway, where mules towed boats between Buffalo and Albany. The canal had a profound impact on American history. Like other canals all over the East Coast and Midwest, the mules and horses quickly became the stuff of legend.
I've got an old mule and her name is Sal, 15 years on the Erie Canal. She's a good old worker and a good old pal, 15 years on the Erie Canal.
John, why don't you jump in there?
Now, like then, dignitaries scooped up some Lake Erie water to be dumped into the Hudson in a ceremony called the Wedding of the Waters back in 1825. Now it's the Gathering of the Waters. In towns and cities all along the canal, water will be added to the cask, ending in a ceremony in New York City.
One of the concepts Dewitt Clinton first expressed in support of the canal would create a bond of union between all of these places, villages, all the people across the whole state, and between the East Coast and the Midwest. And in fact, that's happened. And in a sense, what we're doing is reverse engineering that and reconnecting.
What's going to happen right about now is we're going to go to New York City.
Pushing and pulling, the Seneca Chief moves down the dock, lashed to the historic tug, the C.L. Churchill, and the send-off was pure Buffalo. Past the lighthouse, up the Buffalo River, through the first lock, into the Niagara River. An armada of boats, including the beautiful tugboat Thomas Grasso, join in. They pause in Tonawanda.
To see the fireboat, the Cotter with the spray show and everything else, it was historic. It was historic, truly.
Long ago, the canal made this town the largest lumber port in the world. We're reminded of all the businesses and jobs created along the canal, like the Herschel Carousel Company. And we're reminded of the immigrants that built the canal and chased the American dream in places like this. Slowly, majestically, the Churchill and the Seneca Chief push on. The crowds celebrate from along the banks. The Churchill loudly waves back. They gather on bridges, follow on bikes, and savor history remembered.
Beautiful, it's a great ship.
But they also remember the dark side of the Erie Canal on this journey, cutting a 4-foot deep ditch across New York, dramatically changed the lives of the indigenous people who had lived here for centuries.
We're supposed to travel together on the river of life without ever colliding with one another. Unfortunately, with the Erie Canal and its story, we do have some collisions.
The new Seneca Chief reflects both sides of the story, the hopeful and the painful.
The Erie Canal brought progress and opportunity, but it also brought displacement and grief.
But the canal fueled the Industrial Revolution and channeled perhaps millions of immigrants and pioneers into the heart of America.
There is no Buffalo without the Erie Canal. There is no Duluth without the Erie Canal. There are no Great Lakes towns.
And so for all those lives changed, the Seneca Chief remembers our past.
A few hours later, she slipped into Lockport, and it feels like the whole town turned out.
The crowds are big, and the celebration on day one ends with fireworks. But hours later, it all begins anew.
Okay, you got it? Yep.
Loading cargo, safety briefings,
Fire. If there is a fire aboard.
lashing the boat to the Churchill.
You know, this is living history. We're actually learning what they did.
Master boat builder Roger Allen directs the move from on top of the Seneca Chief.
You get the stern line onto the Churchill's bow. I'm the only one that has a view of all three boats.
He spent years with a team of volunteers building the boat, all out of wood, just like the old days. Not a straight angle anywhere.
Boat building is problem solving, and I do that part with John Montague. He's the dreamer, and I make the dreams happen because I'm a boat builder.
I've been so honored to be part of the team that has made miracles happen all throughout this project.
Then the delicate dance of navigating through the old stone and cement locks.
Roger, you guys have room?
Yeah, push. Can you go right here? Go right here.
A smaller boat assists in moving the Seneca Chief away from danger. Chelsea Moore is at the controls.
So the small boat, its name is Buffalo Sal. It's a work boat, it's a push boat, and it acts as a bow thruster. Pushes or pulls the front of the boat to make the Seneca Chief turn.
We have two giant locks to get through, and it's pure drama.
The boat moves because of the tugboat, the Churchill, on the hip. That's what this is called. The boat tends to maneuver in kind of funny ways. The bow won't necessarily do what you want it to do.
The water levels drop. The giant gates swing open. This is a very special place on the Erie Canal. Workers were forced to carve out the locks to climb a giant cliff, what's called the Niagara Escarpment. It's this rise in the topography that created the nearby Niagara Falls. Construction teams were forced to build 5 back-to-back locks out of stone, what they call the Flight of 5. In recent years, the community has raised millions to restore some of the old locks. The big gates work again, and volunteers demonstrate how lock tenders back in the day would move these things by hand. In the lead-up to the canal bicentennial, artist Susan Geisler created a fantastic monument to the lock tenders here, turning an historic photograph into art. Carved in clay, turned into rubber molds, and finally shaped by molten bronze. The faces of the real people that ran the canal will live on long after we are all gone. So of course, this place is emotional for the Seneca Chief crew as well.
Thank you for the wonderful hospitality.
We love Lockport.
And on we move. Along the flat water of the canal. These peaceful moments are magic. Very much the experience you would have felt 200 years ago.
It is beautiful, isn't it? It's just miles and miles of it.
There are folks who, back in the day, helped us get this boat where it is because of their account of what happened. Their account of the Seneca Chief, their account of the original voyage, but just how life on the canal was. And I think that's something that we're trying to do, is explain what happened and how people used to live.
But for Terry Abrams, curator of the Niagara History Center and a member of the Seneca Tonawanda Reservation, it's also a reminder of a painful scar.
History isn't always pretty.
Land taken, people displaced. Progress for some was a disaster for others.
You really want to move ahead, move forward. You have to acknowledge and recognize that some things happened that weren't good.
The crowds continue to hug the bank.
Blow the horn.
The crew very much aware of the history unfolding each mile.
I think it's pretty amazing. I mean, when it turned the corner there, I almost cried.
As we push east, another piece of canal folklore comes to life. The drawbridges are raised one after another. The process is just pure Americana. The excitement just as fascinating to watch as the boat itself.
We've hauled some barges in our day, filled with lumber, coal, and hay, and every inch of the way
And we're reminded of the songs born long ago on this canal.
Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, we must be getting near a town. You can always tell your neighbor, you can always tell your pal, if he's ever navigated on the Erie Canal.
Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, we're coming to a town. You'll always know your neighbor.
Finally, we pull into the classic canal village of Medina, where the greeting is loud. More speeches, more water gathered. These celebrations will continue all along the canal and down the Hudson River. The boat is opened for tours. Exhibits director Eddie Nibwell and the team have recreated the inners of an actual canal boat, as it would have been. Beds, a stove, storage, just the mules are missing.
And it's one thing being on a boat, right? But there's another thing about being on a boat that was built by over 200 volunteers that is replicating a journey that was taken 200 years ago. Can't describe it.
One of those moments you're going to remember.
Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, we're coming to a town. You'll always know your neighbor. You'll always know your pal. If you ever navigated on the Erie Canal.
The whole point of this was community, creating community, bringing people together.
One man's wild dream hatched years ago, the sweat and toil of hundreds of volunteer boat builders, the sounds, the waves, the history of it all. Out here, they are saving Americana, taking us on a 200-year-old journey, remembering the days the Erie Canal took a nation into the new frontier.